Meanwhile, back here at home, more severe weather is threatening now parts of Indiana after an outbreak of violent tornadoes. There more than 20 twisters were reported. Officials have confirmed at least 8 ripped through the region. Many homes and businesses were in fact completely torn apart. There are thus far no reported deaths, though roughly a dozen people have been confirmed as injured. One survivor described the moment that one tornado tore through her neighborhood.
I went to the bathroom, I got out, I called 911, and she said, look, just go somewhere safe. And I tried to push the door, and the wind was just blowing so fast, and it blew open. I came out, I was just stirred because I never seen it like this in my life. And then I shut the door, and then it blew my window out. And then that was it. I just ran downstairs. I was just so scared.
Jericka Duncan is there in the hard-hit town of Kokomo. Again, it is just north of Indianapolis where a state of emergency is in place. And Jericka, I can just see a bit of the devastation behind you. What can you tell us about the aftermath, what you're seeing?
Well, this is one of the most significant devastations, if you will, that we've seen here because it was pretty much flattened. The tornado pretty much flattened this Starbucks behind me. It's now being prepped for demolition. Crews have kind of kept us away from the building since we got here this morning. But there were other areas and neighborhoods that were also damaged and destroyed. I spoke to the mayor earlier this morning, and he said that a neighborhood not too far from here was hit about 2.5 years ago. So this comes as a big shock to those communities and people who've already rebuilt, and now here they are again facing the same fate that they did 2.5 years ago because of these tornadoes. Now, this was an EF3 tornado that we're talking about in reference to the building here behind me, the Starbucks. That means that winds reached up to 165 miles per hour at one time, and we're told there were quite a few people inside at the time. They were hiding in what was the bathroom here over my shoulder. But again, everyone made it out safely, and I think that is the number one concern when you think about what a tornado can do and just the power that it has when it rips through these communities.
It is simply staggering to see, and those perhaps still with buildings and homes standing are without power. Thousands, in fact, remain without it. What can you tell us about the recovery efforts with those affected areas?
That's another topic the mayor brought up in terms of, when we came in late last night, it was completely dark. All we saw was this Starbucks because there were news crews here and it was lit up. But there are thousands of people, as you mentioned, still without power. So emergency management teams are working to get that fixed. But again, their main concern is just to make sure everyone who experienced, that the maximum devastation where their homes were ripped apart are okay, and try and get those folks shelter and relief. But again, the power is something that is still a problem because, interestingly enough, you can't really see what I'm seeing in terms of all the way around. But I can tell you what's so surprising about these tornadoes sometimes. This damage, horrible, significant. It's, oh my gosh, people actually survived that. But all around me are buildings that are standing tall. There's a Bed Bath & Beyond, a Best Buy, a Sears, a Chili's. So it's interesting when you think about the direction, the power of these tornadoes, and the fact that you can literally have many places surrounding that area that are not touched at all. But then you see the significant damage and you're just like, oh my goodness, what happened here? But again, there are other parts of Kokomo that we have yet to see. We actually were just told by a sheriff's deputy that the media will be able to spend about 15 to 20 minutes touring one of the neighborhoods, and then they're going to take us out. So we will have an opportunity to get a better look at what these people are now dealing with.
And with more severe weather in the forecast today, we can certainly only hope that that region is spared. Jericka Duncan there in Kokomo, we do appreciate it.